Hello, everybody.
Everybody.
Yay! Thank you, dog. It's Friday.
Happy TDIF, everyone.
Oh my gosh. It's Friday. We're super excited. This is our all-time absolute number one favorite day of the week. We get to do all kinds of fun things in honor of our love for pups, and we're super happy to have you with us today, or if you're watching on the replay as well, super happy to have you with us. My name is Patty Quinn, and I'm here with the amazing and beautiful Hillary Buholtz.
Hello, everyone.
I love your hair. It's all pretty today. You look so sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're the co-founders of We Heart Hounds. And as I said, we come here every Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, wherever you're watching.
Noon Eastern Standard.
Oh, it used to be 1 o'clock.
Yep.
I don't know why I keep getting it stuck in my head. Yes. So somewhere it's 1 o'clock right now. But Eastern Standard Time, it's noon. So it's lunchtime. Maybe that's what I need is a little lunch today. It's Friday. So if you have any dog moms, dog dads in your life, any friends that you know that would love to participate or, join in the fun, please, please, please sprinkle the love. We just love having everybody here with us. We'll do recipes and like I said, crafts and all kinds of really fun things. And today's craft is going to be really super cute. It's called a Bowwow bucket bouquet. In honor of spring. We come up with the silliest titles. It's funny. And so this was a Dollar Tree inspired project. And I just fell in love with these little buckets over there.
They're really cute.
Yes. Look at the little jute wrapped top, area and stuff, the little metal. They're 5.5-inch bucket. They have some taller ones too, which this project would work for. Or if you have a container at home, similar, you're more than welcome to use that as well. We're trying to be inspired by a lot of the fun Dollar Tree things that you find there. And since spring is we're in the midst of spring, you grab a nice little bouquet of Dollar Tree flowers or wherever you'd like to get them. They also have these nice blocks of styrofoam or floral foam. They're roughly 3 by 4 by 4-inch blocks, but they have different shapes and sizes.
And that block works really well for this size. They also have some round ones and some different ones. Those could work as well, but we found that this one works really well for this particular project. So if you're grabbing the bucket, grab that size and it'll kind of stay in there securely.
Exactly. You can smush that down in there perfectly. And if you have a smaller size foam, you can glue that to the bottom or whatever. Then the other things that you'll need are some jute, which I think Dollar Tree has some. If not, just grab some jute on hand. We grabbed some Walmart fabric, this really cute kind of lime green polka dot. And then to coordinate that, Amazon has this amazing dog bone and paw print lime green wired ribbon that's, what is this? This is about, I'd say about 1.5 inch to 2 inch wide. So, but anything that coordinates with your fabric really is kind of the idea there. And they don't have to match. They don't have to be matchy, but that was kind of part of the fun.
And kind of take some inspiration from your spring flowers that you've grabbed. So just pull some colors out of there, and whatever ribbon you might have on hand, any fabrics that you might have on hand, you can just make it all work together. So Exactly. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your fabric and you're going to cut out a little paw print shape, which we've already done. And you've seen us use this. So if you check some of our other tutorials, we've got a template that you can print up and use. But I just kind of freehanded it. So it's just a little up, down, rounded heart shape and some toes there. Yep. And then we're going to just go ahead and glue that to the front. So I've got this kind of line in the back of so I know where my front of my bucket is. You can see the seam, just go opposite of that.
Yep. And we're just going to glue that to
Vicky,
the front.
so nice to have you with us today.
Oh, I don't have my comments turned on. Oh, there you are. Oh, say hi to Lola for us. All right. This one's going to be really fun and fast, but it's amazing what you can do with some of the Dollar Tree finds, and the end result is just gorgeous. So pretty. So, all right. So quickly just get a little bit of glue on your paw print.
I'm using a little bit of rubber cement. But any kind of glue that you think would work. Hot glue is the only one that it just cools too quickly on the bucket to really make it work well. So I would recommend some kind of fabric glue or rubber cement or something like that.
Or super glue. Yeah, anything like that would work fine. All right, a little bit of a frog. I think it's the allergies out there today.
Yep, I've got it as well. My nose is kind of runny and spring is in the air.
I'm going to trim grab my scissors and trim my little toe hair. Just a little cockeyed. Again, I just kind of freehanded mine. But we've used this paw print template for lots of things. We started with a Halloween craft that we did for decorating pumpkins, which turned out really, really cute. And then we recently
used it in this little canvas. You can see behind me. So it's the same paw as the one that I'm using is for the 8x10 version of that craft. So
and we made placemats with it, or table centerpiece. It's a really fun shape that you can use and in lots of different ways, which I really like.
And it instantly dogifies things. And in case you're new around here, that's the whole point of these crafts.
Exactly. All right. And so let me share what I've got.
Cute.
So
you did yours at kind of an angle. Sweet.
Yeah, I think it just kind of makes it look fun, a little cockeyed, but whichever way you'd like to place it on there, it'll look really cute. And if you want to add more, you can certainly go all the way around the bucket with, a couple more paw prints. That's totally up to you.
Yeah, I could also see if you just wanted to use paint or something like that. That would work as well. Yeah.
I love the pattern that fabric brings, and just in a bright, cheery color. I mean, I've got yellow and pink in my bouquet primarily, and those would be really cute colors to coordinate with the flowers that I have. But it's fun to have a little polka dot pattern.
So, still got one little toe to do.
I just love how ours turn out different. I think it's really fun. Hopefully with everybody watching, you know, it not only inspires you about the actual project, but all the different variations that you can do with the same idea. So it's really kind of fun.
And I think with the rubber cement, it's nice because I can still move it. Yeah. However, you're going to want to be patient and let it dry all the way before you.
Okay. Yeah, the fabric glue worked pretty well, pretty quick and easy for me. I like that. And I'm actually using a new brand that I like a little bit better than Aileen's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is what I need to find, because I haven't had much luck yet.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of different Aileen's, and it's a good glue, but it gets really, really thick and hard to dispense. This is a little thinner, but it has the tackiness of Aileen's. So I really like it. It's called Beacon Fabry Fix is what it's called. And it's where the other, I don't remember where I got it. Might have got it at Hobby Lobby. My grocery store has a craft section. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby is where I picked it up. Or it might have been Walmart, actually. One of those two. I'm always at one of those two places, or Dollar Tree. Today's all about Dollar Tree. So, okay, we've got our adorable, and look at your paw print. It's so cute. It looks like little basset toes that are going spreading out. I love that. It's so cute. All right. So once you've got your paw print on there, the next step is to grab your jute, and you're going to cut a really long strand. Almost as long as your arms go out. I mean, it's a long string. I didn't measure it. We don't do a lot of measuring around here. But basically you want it long enough to be able to go around the bucket and then still have some, we're creating a hanger. So still have some, it's going to go above the flowers, right? You want it tall enough to be able to go above the flowers. So basically you're going to wrap the jute twine around the top of your bucket. And then And you're going to do this. I should say you should start on this on one side because you're going to want to end up on the other side.
Yeah. So if your paw print's in the front, go over to the side, and then we're going to put one over on the opposite side as well. So that it'll be symmetrical.
All right.
Definitely Lulu looking. Yes, I agree.
All right. And so then we're just going to tie a knot, just a simple knot on the other end to secure the jute string in place. Try and get it nice and tight. Yep, exactly. And then we're going to take a second string and do the same thing, but have the knot on the other side. So I've got mine here. And I can shift it a little bit if it needs to move. And this was the tricky part, is trying to figure out how to hang the bucket without it tipping over, because once it gets full of flowers and all kinds of good stuff, it becomes top heavy.
Yeah, it sort of just pitches forward. So everything, yeah. So you kind of need them on the sides to help stabilize it.
Exactly. And thinking of something that would blend in and wouldn't take away from, the beautiful bouquet that we're going to create. So right.
Here's our little.
Yep. So both ends. And we're not going to tie this yet. You can if you want, but I think it's a little easier to wait until you get your flowers in place, and then you can kind of blend the ends of the rope into the flowers a little bit, just kind of hide them a little bit. And you'll also know how tall you need your hanger to be. So we can just leave that for the end. And if you don't think it's secure enough, going all the way around, and you can see I've got you can actually add a little bit of glue to where the knot is, or even underneath. But if you've got it nice and tight, the overall project is pretty lightweight, and it should be able to carry that weight. So you don't necessarily need to glue it if you don't want to.
Yeah, and just a little bead of hot glue or the fabric glue, something like that would work really well if you feel like it needs it. I think it's going to be light enough that it's not really necessary.
Yeah, I've got my hot glue gun plugged in, but I think I'm going to skip that step for now. All right, then the next thing to do is take your floral foam. We're going to obviously unwrap it, and you're going to tuck it in there and give it a nice good shove down into the hole. And then you're going to start taking your flowers and just trimming off the ones you want to use. So cutting off this excess. I have big hole wire cutters. Sometimes scissors will work. It depends on the flowers that you get. Yeah, exactly.
I recommend something a little heftier usually than scissors, or if you're going to use scissors, that's pretty much what they're going to be used for from then on out, because
they will be dull.
Yeah,
exactly. There's a nice wire in there, so wire cutters are the best thing to do. And you might end up using some of them with the whole stem, but most of them I ended up cutting, and so we kind of fast forward our little bouquet making, although that's a really fun part of it. And let me just look at the front here to see.
And like I said, if you're using that smaller styrofoam that doesn't fit in there quite as securely, you could just put a little bead, some hot glue down at the bottom of your bucket before you put your styrofoam in.
Yeah. And isn't this just gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I love this. I'm really picky with artificial flowers, and I think Dollar Tree is up in their game. I think
I think they've gotten much better over the last couple of years.
Yeah. And I mean, I love it when they look real from a distance, right? Like that's the test. And you can kind of trim these down. You can get different sizes. You can see, we've got kind of the primary color in front to really kind of catch your eye, and then have kind of some of the supporting flowers around, the taller flowers kind of tucked in the back. It doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical. You can see I've got all my yellows here, and then I've got one little yellow kind of punched off to the side just to add a little variety. You know, obviously anything goes, but have fun with it. Be creative. Some of these taller ones I ended up trimming down just so that they were different heights instead of all exactly the same. Like, just be creative. I threw a little purple one in here. This is a little white and purple one in, although the rest of mine are all yellow and white and pink. So, you know, just have a little fun, right? I
One
love
of
the
the things
splash
that
of
I found too is
tulips
like
in yours.
as you're putting them in, like when you start, you're feeling like, oh, this is not coming together. Just add more. Like the more you add and the more you move things around, like you
Yeah.
can pull them back out. You can change the placement, that sort of thing. But until you really get it filled out, you're going to be kind of uncertain about it. But once you really start filling it in, that's when you'll start to see it come together. So at the very beginning, you just got to get past that point and just add some more, let it start to build itself out.
Exactly. And if you're unsure, start with the biggest flowers first,
Yep.
and then fill in with the smaller, you know, the smaller little fillers and things like that. As I was saying, I love your tulips in the front, that the red, that punch of color, right? It draws your eye in. It's really the focal, the feature. That's kind of find the flowers that you want to make to your feature, and then kind of have all those other ones kind of around it supporting. And you don't have to fill in the whole bucket, right? This is the back side. It's pretty bare. It's pretty empty. In fact, you can kind of see it almost just as half. You know, we only do kind of 3/4 or half. The back side is empty, which is totally fine because nobody's going to see that when you hang it up. It's just going to look like this lovely full bucket. So then we're going to just pull up these strings, and I'm going to take a look at it so I can see what I'm doing, but just kind of weaving them through the flowers here a little bit so that they're a little more taut and not rounded or whatever. You want them in the bouquet a little bit so that they're a little more secure. And it hides them a little bit, which is nice. I like the jute. You could use a ribbon as well. The jute's nice because the bucket's already wrapped in jute.
Yeah, it coordinates with that.
So it kind of blends in. But there you go. And then you're just going to tie a knot at the top.
And then you'll have some extra.
Yep.
Just to trim down.
Exactly.
I might make mine just a smidge taller.
All right. And you can trim off the excess. Good there. And you could leave it just like that if you wanted to, or you don't have to put a hanger on it if you want to sit it on a table or anything. But this is going to take the place of a wreath on our front door for spring. So we wanted to be able to hang it, which I think is fun. You could hang this anywhere in the house or even on an outdoor back patio if it's covered. So really pretty. And then one last step to really add some additional dog elements to it is to take our dog ribbon that we've got and just make a sweet little bow. And one of the other tips I think for this is making a tinier bow. You don't really want one with a bunch of loops and long tails or anything like that. Just a little bow and just using a twist tie. So just 2 simple loops with the tails and a little twist tie to tie that all together. And then I just ended up gluing I took some of the tinier little pink flowers off and glued those on for a little center accent.
And I'm using, I didn't have a twist tie, so I just have this little floral wire that I actually grabbed at Dollar Tree. So this works really well too, because it's really pliable. So that's what I have, just
perfect.
around that little guy.
Yeah,
and
that's perfect.
I have my little flower.
I love
that
it.
I'll be hot gluing to the middle of there.
Yeah, and my little flower was so small, I ended up using a couple of them, I think 3. Just to add, I mean, you can have another loop for your ribbon to be the center if you'd like. You could put a button or a nice little bling, kind of little brooch in the middle, whatever you'd like to just add a little accent. I liked the kind of replicating the flowers, kind of repeating the flowers in the bow just to kind of tie everything all together, which I think is really, really sweet. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. I love it. It's fun how these little accents can just change things up.
Yep.
so nicely. So then you take the rest of your twist tie or your wire, and you're just going to tie it around the base of your knot that's on the jute that you made. So we're tying it just to the top there. All right. So you have your little tails hanging above. It ends up looking really cute. Look at how sweet. I love it. This is so adorable. Oh my gosh. This just makes you happy, right? I mean, just the beautiful
screams spring if you were.
It does. It does. Oh, it's so sweet. And I love the puppy themes, you know, the paw print and the ribbon with the little bones and paw print on it. Just so cute. What a great way to decorate your house for spring. I think it's just so sweet.
Yeah.
And this would make a wonderful gift, right? For a neighbor or a birthday, or Mother's Day is coming up. I mean, wouldn't this just be so sweet? So
yeah, and
anyway.
as Patty mentioned, you could obviously, it doesn't have to hang. If you were going to just do it as something that you would sit, you could, you know, stick your bow directly into the flowers, kind of fill out that back a little bit more. But I think these would be adorable wherever you end up putting them.
Well, we sure hope we've inspired you to go out there and run to Dollar Tree, get a little vase, a metal vase, some flowers, some jute, some floral foam, all that good stuff, and throw this together. And it just takes just a few minutes, really. The fun part, the thing that takes the longest is the most fun, which is making the bouquet, right? So anyway, just a really fun project that you could just do in just a really short amount of time, and gorgeous, stunning bouquet.
The end result is much more impressive than your original Dollar Tree bill would have.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's see, 1, 2, and then maybe 5. Let's say if you went crazy and got a bunch of flowers, 5 to 6 flowers, you know, so definitely under $10 you can make this, and it's just so sweet. Absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today. If you know of anybody that would be interested in this, please let us know, or please let them know. We've got a huge playlist, all kinds of recipes and crafts and things that we mentioned before. We do giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff. Sign up for our newsletter, which is linked below. And we'd love to keep sharing love, all the puppy love that's out there.
Well, and also, if you have any other ideas, we're always looking for fun ideas. So if you have craft ideas, things like that, recipes that you'd like us to try, leave those in the comments, and we would absolutely love to try them. But comment, let us know what you thought, and it really does help us out a ton if you do that. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank Dog, it's Friday.
Bye.